The night is quiet now. A soft, dim light rests in your room. Outside, maybe a street lamp glows on a still sidewalk. Maybe a tree sways slowly, almost too gently to notice. You have finally made it here, to your bed, your pillow, your own small island of rest. Your body is tired, maybe almost heavy, yet your mind keeps moving, like it forgot how to stop. Thoughts wander in without invitation. Little scenes from the day replay in flickering detail. Old conversations return, wearing new costumes of doubt and worry. The mind keeps asking questions, even when no answer is needed. You might hear a faint hum in the room, a fan, a heater, a distant car passing by. The world outside is slowly going to sleep, but inside your head, the world feels wide awake. You have done so much today, meeting expectations, answering messages, solving little problems, being strong when you felt fragile inside, smiling when your heart only wanted silence. Now you lie here, wishing for peace, wishing your thoughts would loosen their tight grip, wishing you could simply drift, without effort, into sleep. You are not alone in this longing. Many hearts are awake with you right now. Many minds are replaying the same endless loops. The details are different, but the feeling is shared, that quiet ache of wanting rest and not finding it. If your chest feels tight, that is okay. If your jaw or shoulders are tense, that is okay. If your thoughts seem too loud, too many, too fast, all of this is welcome here. Just as it is. There is nothing wrong with you for thinking so much. The mind is simply doing what it learned to do. It tries to protect you by rehearsing every possible thing, but it does not know when the day has ended. Tonight, we will not fight the thoughts. We will not argue with them or try to win. We will not force them to disappear or be perfect. Instead, we will gently turn towards something quieter. Over the next hour, we'll gently return to ourselves, not through effort or struggle, but through the quiet simplicity of breathing. We will listen to soft Zen wisdom together. We will walk slowly through simple images and gentle reflections. We will give your mind a different rhythm to follow, a slower, kinder rhythm. Like calm waves on a small lake, there is nothing you have to achieve here. No task, no performance, no goal to reach. Simply being here is already enough. You have already arrived at the doorway of rest. If you like, you can loosen your shoulders a little. Let your hands rest where they naturally want to fall. Allow your mouth to soften, your eyes to grow heavier. Let the bed hold you, exactly as you are. You do not need to push your thoughts away. You do not need to hold on to them either. We are just sitting beside them, like clouds in a wide sky, watching them pass, without needing to change the weather. As we move deeper into this hour together, I will speak to you like an old friend at your bedside, calm, unhurried, asking nothing from you at all, just keeping you gentle company until sleep comes on its own. If you'd like, feel free to share where you're listening from tonight. A city, a small town, a quiet apartment, a busy house. Wherever you are included in this circle of calm. You are welcome here, just as you are. Just as you feel. The evening has become gentle now, and the screens are dark. Your hands have stopped their work, yet they still remember tension. Across the room, a small clock glows softly in silence. A distant appliance hums quietly, holding the calm of the night. You carried heavy thoughts through many hours of this long day. Numbers, meetings, and unfinished tasks still drift through your tired mind. They repeat their stories of pressure, duty, and imagined consequences. Even here in bed, they hover close, unwilling to fully fade. In this quiet room, nothing is truly asking for you now. The phone can rest. The inbox can sleep. The world continues. Yet your chest holds a slow, steady ache of responsibility. It feels as if relaxing might cause everything important to collapse. Here, we simply notice that feeling. Without pushing it away, we see how hard you have tried to keep life together. Beneath all the effort, a softer self waits with quiet patience. It has been hoping for a moment exactly like this one. You are more than the lists that never seem completed. In this gentle breathing, your worth does not require any proof. Let these words drift across your thoughts. Like mist over water, feel your body grow heavier and your breath slower. Naturally and kindly, the kitchen is quiet now, and the lights are low. Plates have been washed, counters cleared, and the house has softened. Only a faint glow from another room brushes the doorway. The air carries a trace of dinner, fading into the night. Today held small disagreements, spoken or unspoken, with those you love. Maybe a sharp tone, a heavy sigh, or a cold silence. Even now, lying down, your mind revisits what was said or withheld. It wonders if you handled things wrongly, if you disappointed someone again. Family love can feel tangled, warm and painful at the same time. Years of habit and expectation cling gently to every shared moment. Old roles return so easily. Even when your heart has grown wiser, you are left carrying guilt that feels heavier than it truly is. Tonight, we do not try to fix any story or relationship. We allow this day to be imperfect. The way all days are, we recognize that you too are learning. Slowly, breath by breath, year by year, there is kindness in simply admitting that you cannot always be perfect. Imagine a small candle of understanding resting quietly inside your chest. It does not shine to judge, only to gently illuminate your heart. Let that soft light touch the memories of today. Without harshness, feel your breath move in and out, smoothing the edges of regret. The night has stretched long, and the city outside feels distant. Street sounds have thinned, leaving only occasional whispers through the air. You lie here with the ceiling above you, simple and still. Yet inside, numbers flicker like restless fireflies you cannot quite catch. Bills, balances, and future expenses drift across your inner vision slowly. Thoughts about security, aging, and responsibility gather in quiet corners. They speak in firm tones about scarcity, risk, and possible loss. Your body responds with tight shoulders, shallow breaths, and a guarded heart. You have carried these worries for many years. Often in silence, you learn to stay strong, to work harder, to push forward. Some part of you believes resting is dangerous, or even irresponsible, as if one soft breath might cause everything to fall apart. Here, in this gentle listening, we honor the weight you carry. We acknowledge how deeply you care about the ones depending on you. Your worry is not weakness. It is love, searching for stability. Yet love also needs moments of release to remain alive and warm. For now, imagine placing every bill and burden on a quiet shelf. They do not vanish, but they rest just outside your reach tonight. Allow your chest a little more space. As if unbuttoning a collar, let each slow breath remind you that you are still here. Supported, a soft glow slips around the curtains, hinting at distant streetlights. Inside your room, the air feels still, like a held breath. On your bedside table, a notebook rests with scribbled plans. Pages filled with ideas and goals wait silently beside your pillow. Perfection has been your companion for as long as you remember. Every project, message, and conversation becomes another place to prove yourself. You replay tiny moments, noticing flaws no one else would ever see. The mind scans for mistakes, as if safety hides inside constant improvement. This endless polishing has cost you so much secret energy. You rarely feel finished, rarely satisfied, rarely truly proud or at ease. The bar keeps moving higher. Just when you thought you reached it, it leaves you standing here, tired and unsure. At the end of day, tonight, we sit beside that perfectionism without feeding its hunger. We see how it once tried to protect you from judgment. We also see how it now steals your ease and gentle joy. A different way is possible. Softer, slower, kinder to your human heart. Imagine turning the notebook closed, letting the pages rest for now. Allow your breath to lengthen, like a sentence finally reaching its period. Feel the pillow receive the full weight of your busy head. Let your breathing become your only task. Simple and completely good enough. The room is dim and steady, like an old familiar photograph. The furniture around you holds quiet memories of many passing years. A faint coolness meets your skin as blankets settle around you. In this stillness, time feels slower. Yet the mind moves quickly. Regrets rise gently from the corners of memory, one after another. Decisions taken, chances refused, words spoken sharply, kindnesses never offered. The mind strings them together into a heavy necklace of stories. It tells you who you are, based only on who you were. You have lived through days when you knew less than you know. You made choices with the understanding available to you at those moments. Some were wise. Some were clumsy. Some were simply human and incomplete. They do not need to define the tenderness you are capable of now. Tonight, we loosen the grip of those old inner verdicts. We remember that every person carries chapters they would rewrite if possible. We recognize that growth is happening quietly, even when you feel stuck. Your willingness to soften toward yourself is already a sign of change. Imagine your past selves sitting in a circle around your bed. Each one is doing their best. Confused, hopeful, limited, and sincere. Offer them a small smile from the person you are today. Let your breath wash through the circle, slow and forgiving. Again and again. The darkness in your room is gentle, not heavy, simply present. A low sound from a distant appliance threads softly through the silence. The world outside continues somewhere far beyond these quiet walls. Here, only your breathing and a few soft shadows remain. Shame sometimes visits you at night. When everything else has slowed, it whispers about moments you hope no one remembers, including yourself. It paints your whole heart with the color of a single action. You begin to believe you are the mistake, not the behavior. This belief sits in your chest like a solid, unmoving stone. It makes warmth harder to receive, compliments harder to trust deeply. It tells you that softness and rest are luxuries you do not deserve, so you stay tense, even when your body begs for easing and sleep. Tonight, we gently place a hand, in imagination, over that stone. We do not try to break it, only to sit with it kindly. We recognize that shame appeared long ago, thinking it could keep you safe. It taught you to hide, when what you needed was understanding and guidance. Now, as you breathe, imagine warmth spreading from your hand through your chest. Let that warmth say quietly, "You are allowed to be imperfect and loved." Feel your shoulders settle downward, as if setting down a long carried weight. Let your slow breaths carry away what no longer needs to stay tonight. The house around you has calmed. Screens dimmed and voices faded. Only a faint, distant sound remains, like footsteps far down a hallway. You lie here with the ceiling above, plain and softly familiar. Inside, your thoughts drift toward lives you compare yourself against in secret. Images of other people rise, seeming more successful, confident, or settled. They appear to move through life with ease you rarely feel. The mind builds stories about them, polished and bright at every angle. Beside those stories, your own life can appear smaller and unfinished. This quiet comparison steals color from the details of your real day. It turns achievements into not enough, and progress into something negligible. It convinces you that worth lives somewhere outside, in another person entirely. Your own journey begins to feel like a pale, blurred afterthought. Tonight, we step gently away from those imagined measuring sticks. We remember that every life hides unseen struggles beneath its outer surface. We acknowledge that your path is unfolding according to its own rhythm. There is bravery in continuing, even without the shining certainty you admire. Bring attention now to the feeling of fabric touching your skin easily. Notice the exact place where your body meets the mattress beneath you. Let each long breath be a simple reunion with your own existence. Feel yourself returning, slowly and kindly, to the home of your body. The night has drawn its soft curtain across the sky outside. Inside your room, objects sit exactly where you carefully placed them. Maybe a planner lies nearby, marked with tidy lines and notes. Your day was filled with scheduling, organizing, and holding many moving pieces. The wish to control has grown strong from years of uncertainty. You plan every detail, hoping to avoid chaos, disappointment, or sudden change. When plans shift, even slightly, your body tightens in quiet resistance. Your mind replays scenarios, searching for ways you might have prevented disruption. This constant watchfulness is exhausting, like guarding a door that rarely opens. It leaves little space for spontaneity or simple, unplanned moments of rest. Even now, lying down, you review tomorrow as if rehearsing a performance. Sleep feels delayed because you are still managing a day that has not arrived. Tonight, we allow the future to remain unwritten for a while. We recognize how deeply you wish to keep yourself and others safe. We also see that safety can exist in unplanned pauses and gaps. In those pauses, life breathes on its own, without your constant supervision. Imagine gently closing the planner in your mind, letting its pages relax. Feel your hands unclench, Your belly soften. Your throat open just slightly. Let each exhale be a tiny release of control. Nothing dramatic. Only natural. Allow your breathing to lead. And let the rest quietly follow behind. The air in your room feels cool and still against your skin. A thin line of light, maybe from the hallway, rests near the floor. The day has been folded away, but your thoughts linger on your body. You notice every ache, flutter, and sensation with careful, uneasy attention. Concerns about health have taken a quiet seat beside your bed. You replay comments from doctors, articles read, stories heard from others. Each new sensation becomes another chapter in an unwritten, fearful story. Your mind scans for threats, trying to protect the life it cherishes. This vigilance springs from love for those you wish to remain with. It also rises from your own deep wish to stay and experience. Yet the constant checking keeps your nervous system on a trembling edge. It blurs the line between genuine signals and passing harmless whispers. Tonight, we honor this caring part of you without feeding its panic. We acknowledge its wish to keep you safe for many years. We invite it to rest for a while, trusting this present moment, in this breath. Right now, you are lying here, simply existing. Feel the fabric against your arms, the weight of blankets over you. Notice how gravity holds you steadily, without any demand or requirement. Let your attention rest on the gentle rise and fall of your belly. Allow each slow exhale to carry away excess worry, like steam into darkness. The day behind you was long, filled with tending to many needs. You gave your time, your energy, and your listening to others. Messages, favors, and quiet expectations lined up like people at a doorway. Now the doorway is closed, yet echoes of the day remain inside. You may carry the tiredness of the helper who rarely pauses. Taking care of others has become part of how you know yourself. Yet some nights you feel almost invisible, even to your own heart. You lie here wondering if anyone truly senses how drained you are. This quiet weariness settles deep, beyond simple physical fatigue or sleepiness. It touches the place where your giving has outpaced your gentle receiving. It can feel as though rest must always wait until later, as if your needs are a luxury, not a natural part of living. Tonight, we welcome you back into your own circle of care. We place you gently in the center, as if around a small fire. The same warmth you offer others now turns slowly toward your own chest. You are not leaving anyone behind by resting. You are restoring your ability. Feel your hands, perhaps slightly sore, resting openly beside your body. Let your spine soften into the mattress, supported from head to heel. With every long, deep breath, imagine drawing in kindness meant just for you. Let your exhale release the day, like smoke rising and disappearing into sky. The office hallways are behind you now, quiet and empty. Your badge rests on the table, tomorrow's tasks still humming inside. A soft lamp in the corner spreads a gentle, muted glow. Your mind replays meetings, messages, and decisions from the long day. You hear imagined voices judging your performance. Even in this silence, deadlines and targets float above you like faint, buzzing neon signs. You have worked hard for years, holding much on your shoulders. Success and survival have braided together, almost into the same word. Stopping feels risky, as if everything might collapse without your effort. Tonight, nothing demands improvement. Not your work, not your thoughts, not you. This hour belongs only to your breathing, your heartbeat, your quiet presence. You are here not as an employee, simply as a living person. Feel your body grow heavier, like sand settling at the riverbed. Notice how the mattress receives you, without asking for any explanation. Let each exhale soften your chest, as if untying a hidden knot. As you listen, allow the day to drift to the background. Your worth rests beneath achievements, steady like rock under moving water. Let every slow breath return you to that calm, unmoving ground. The weekend evening is fading now, and the neighborhood has quieted. Laundry sits folded in a basket, waiting for another early morning. A television glow lingers on the wall. Though the sound is low, tomorrow's workday already presses softly against the edges of your thoughts. You imagine alarms, traffic, emails, and the familiar weight of performance. Sunday night carries the taste of Monday. Even before you close your eyes, there is a gap between the life you live and the one you imagined. Titles and paychecks do not fully match the longing in your chest. A faint ache whispers that you were meant for something different. Tonight, there is no need to solve the puzzle of your path. Dreams do not vanish simply because you must pay bills and rent. They can rest beside your pillow, quiet and unhurried, breathing with you. Let your shoulders settle downward, like leaves floating slowly toward the ground. Notice the rise and fall of your breathing, steady and gentle. Allow thoughts of career and purpose to drift like distant city lights. In this moment, your task is only to exist in softness. Your life can unfold over time, not in a single restless night. Let sleep come as a kind companion, not a problem to manage. The hallway outside your bedroom is dark, lined with quiet framed photos, small faces, tiny shoes, and school drawings live in those memories. The house finally rests, toys quiet, dishes done, lights dimmed low. You lie down, yet your mind travels back to earlier moments. The rushed dinner, the raised voice, the impatient sigh at the doorway. You feel the sting of guilt for every time you were not patient. You love your family so deeply it almost aches to breathe. Still, the exhaustion of the day sometimes wraps around your kindness. Later, replaying everything, your heart judges itself more harshly than anyone else. Tonight, we honor the tired parent hidden beneath the steady caretaker. We recognize that you give from a well that also needs refilling. Your imperfections do not erase the steady love you carry inside. Let your hands relax, remembering the many tasks they handled today. Imagine a warm blanket of understanding being placed gently over your chest. Let each slow breath tell your heart that learning is allowed at any age. As you settle, picture your love as a quiet, steady lantern. It does not flicker out because of one difficult evening. With every exhale, release a little guilt, like steam rising into night. Outside your window, the street is mostly empty, scattered with parked cars. A single porch light glows across the way, soft and unwavering. Inside, near your bed, a chair holds a folded sweater and bag. Today brought phone calls about a parent, their health, their needs, appointments, medications, and decisions lined up like careful notes on a page. You feel pulled between generations, caring upward and downward at the same time. The weight of being the responsible one presses gently on your ribs. You want to do more. To be present in every appointment. Distance, time, and energy stand in the way, and guilt quietly gathers. Tonight, we sit with that mixture of love and limitation. We remember that no single person can carry every moment for another. Your care is real. Even when your body cannot be everywhere, allow your shoulders to drop a little. Like branches after heavy rain, feel the bed hold you as if you, too, deserve tending. Let your breath move slowly, in honor of the one you support. With each exhale, release the belief that you must be perfect. With each inhale, receive the understanding that you are sincerely trying. Let this understanding cradle you, as surely as you cradle others. The glow from your desk screen has faded, leaving faint shapes behind. A sketchbook, a notebook, or a half-written idea rests nearby. Pens and tools wait without urgency, silent witnesses to your long creative day. You lie here thinking of projects left unfinished or never begun. Ideas arrived earlier, then slipped away when doubt stepped into the room. You worry that your spark is fading, that inspiration has quietly left. The world often praises constant output, endless fresh work and achievement. Yet creativity moves like the tide, not like a machine with switches. There are seasons of gathering, of resting, of quietly refilling the well. Tonight, there is nothing you must produce, polish, or present. Your worth does not depend on the number of pages or pieces. You are allowed to simply be a person, not a project. Feel your hands unclench, fingers no longer needing to grip tools tightly. Sense the softness of your pillow, supporting the head that holds ideas. Let your breath deepen, like paint settling evenly across a calm canvas. As you drift, imagine your inner well, filling drop by gentle drop. No hurry, no deadline, only time and quiet nourishment. Let sleep become part of your creative rhythm, not its enemy. The bedroom is dim, but one corner holds a familiar emptiness. Perhaps a second pillow, a photo, or a cleared space by habit. The room remembers another presence, even when no one else is here. You stretch out, and your mind turns toward old conversations and departures, moments when love changed shape, or gently dissolved under the strain of life. You feel both relief and sadness, braided together inside your quiet chest. Loneliness moves through the room like a slow, invisible breeze. It brushes against your memories of shared laughter and quiet companionship. At night, it can whisper that you will always feel this way. Tonight, we listen to that voice without believing every word it speaks. We recognize that emptiness sometimes opens space for new tenderness later. We see that your heart has not failed. It has simply survived. Let your body take up more room on the bed tonight. Feel the sheets support every part of you, without comparison or absence. Allow your breath to move in and out like gentle, returning waves. As you rest, imagine your heart wrapped in soft fabric, protected and warm. You do not need to resolve any story before sleep arrives. Let the night hold you, exactly as you are in this chapter. Muted colors of the room gather gently in the late night stillness. A charging cable lies on the floor, where your phone once glowed. Your eyes feel heavy from scrolling through endless images and updates. Voices and faces from distant lives float across your inner screen. Vacations, gatherings, successes, and filtered smiles blur into one bright stream. Your own day seems quieter, smaller, tucked away in simple routines. The mind can grow tired comparing your true life to curated glimpses. It forgets the unposted struggles behind every shining moment you see. Bit by bit, your own story feels less vivid, less important. Tonight, the world of updates gently closes its door for a while. You return to the quiet details that actually touch your skin. Breath, heartbeat, the softness of fabric, the steady presence of this room. Let your eyes rest deeper, released from the glow of small screens. Feel the gentle darkness like a soft cloth laid over your senses. Let each exhale carry away borrowed images, returning you to yourself. As you ease towards sleep, remember that your life is lived here, not in distant displays, but in the warmth of your own moments. Let your quiet story feel enough. As you drift into rest, the small clock on the dresser moves with a gentle, steady rhythm. A stack of documents waits near your bag, marked and underlined. Today brought new responsibilities, titles, or tasks that others believe you can handle. You lie here thinking of all the ways you feel unprepared. Every small mistake grows large in your mind, casting long shadows. Compliments feel like misunderstandings, while doubts feel like simple, obvious truth. This is the quiet landscape of feeling like an imposter in your life, standing in rooms where you appear confident, while your stomach quietly twists, carrying success on the outside, with secret fear curled inside your chest. Tonight, we offer a gentle bow to the effort you have given. We acknowledge the courage it takes to keep showing up each day. We see that your fear speaks loudly, but not necessarily accurately. Notice the way the blanket rests over your shoulders and arms. Feel into the support beneath you, holding your full weight easily. Let each long breath arrive as proof that you are truly here. As you soften, imagine placing your self-doubt on a nearby shelf. It can rest there while you sleep, watched over by the night. Let your breathing become the only qualification needed in this moment. The evening rain has passed, leaving faint streaks on the window pane. Streetlights reflect softly in the damp pavement, shimmering in quiet patterns. Inside, packed boxes or unfamiliar walls remind you that life has changed. You moved, in body or spirit, from a place once familiar. Old cafes, roots, and faces now live mostly in your memory. Your heart feels stretched between where you were and where you are. Change brings possibility, but also a hidden grief for what was known. Tiny everyday comforts vanished, replaced by strange streets and new routines. At night, the loss feels clearer than any potential future gain. Tonight, let both sorrow and possibility sit beside you without argument. You do not need to choose one and reject the other. Your heart is wide enough to hold missing and curiosity together. Feel the pillow beneath your head, the same softness in any city. Notice how breath sounds the same, no matter the surrounding walls. Let each exhale honor what you left. Each inhale welcome where you stand. As you drift, imagine roots slowly reaching from your body into this ground. Not forced, not rushed, simply exploring and settling over time. Let sleep water those new roots with quiet, patient rest. The sky outside has darkened fully, the day now a gentle memory. A calendar hangs on the wall, squares filled with small obligations, household costs, repairs, and future plans float through your thoughts like slow clouds. You think of mortgages, rent, or the simple price of living. You consider aging, retirement, and how far your resources might stretch. The numbers move in circles, forming patterns that feel tight around your chest. This worry is not greed. It is the wish for stability and safety. You want shelter, comfort, and dignity for yourself and those you love. The uncertainty of the future presses softly at the edges of your rest. Tonight, we acknowledge these concerns without letting them rule the entire night. We remember that many steps lie between this moment and tomorrow. Not all of them need to be walked in your mind right now. Feel the ground beneath your home, solid and unmoving under everything. Let your body mirror that steadiness, heavy and relaxed against the mattress. Allow each breath to travel downward, like rain sinking into reliable earth. As you settle, let the numbers dissolve into simple, counted breaths. One in, one out, then another, slowly and gently repeated. Let this quiet counting guide you towards sleep, soft and unhurried. The night presses gently against your window, soft and quiet. A small bedside lamp glows like a resting, patient companion. The air in the room feels still, settled after a long day. Your body has arrived in bed, but your mind still walks corridors. Thoughts about conversations linger. Words you replay in silent, careful detail. You remember a slight expression, a pause, a tone you might misread. The mind begins building explanations, layer by layer, without any firm ground. It imagines disappointment, rejection, or misunderstanding where nothing is clearly spoken. This habit of reading between lines has followed you many years. It tries to keep you safe, prepared for every possible reaction. Yet it ties your heart to invisible knots. Long after moments pass, it turns simple meetings into echoing halls of imagined judgment and worry. Tonight, we notice this without harshness. Like watching clouds slowly drift, we acknowledge the tenderness beneath it. Your wish to be accepted. You have cared deeply about others for so long, often beyond words. That caring itself is evidence of a gentle, sincere spirit within. Let your shoulders soften into the pillow. Feeling the fabric support you, allow your breath to lengthen, moving in and out like slow tides. With each exhale, let one imagined storyline dissolve into the surrounding darkness. Stay only with this breath, this softness, this simple moment of being. Evening shadows stretch across the room, turning corners into gentle shapes. On a nearby desk, unfinished tasks rest in quiet piles and stacks. Email drafts, postponed calls, and half-completed forms hover in your memory. All day, you meant to begin, yet something within held back. You reached for distractions, small comforts that filled the hours instead. Now, as night settles, the familiar voice of criticism softly arises. It calls you lazy, hopeless, unorganized, ignoring the heaviness you carry. Procrastination is often not stubbornness, but a heart weighed by overwhelm. So many expectations converge at once, blurring your sense of first steps. The mind, unsure where to begin, simply chooses not to move. Later, it punishes itself for the very freeze it could not escape. Tonight, we place a hand of kindness on that frozen place. We recognize how much you have tried. Even when you felt stuck, your worth does not depend on perfect productivity or constant forward momentum. You are allowed to pause, allowed to start small, allowed to rest. Feel the bed receiving your weight, without asking for completed lists. Notice one slow breath entering, one slow breath leaving. Simple and steady. Let tomorrow's tasks slide gently to the edge of your awareness. Remain here with the rhythm of breathing, like waves smoothing rough sand. Let softness, not pressure, be the final voice you hear tonight. The bathroom light has been turned off. Mirror dark and quiet now. Earlier, you studied your reflection, tracing new lines and subtle changes, grey hairs, softening skin, or shifting shape whispered stories about passing years. Society's images linger in your mind, bright and polished and unwrinkled. They stand beside your reflection, turning neutral features into something to judge. You carry unspoken worry that time is taking value from your face. The body becomes a project, measured more than gently, honored and inhabited. Yet this body has walked with you through every season and storm. It has carried laughter, tears, work, and countless ordinary sacred moments. It has healed from small wounds, adapted, and learned new ways to move. It has held your heart faithfully, beating without asking for constant approval. Tonight, we bow gently to this living, changing, loyal companion. We let comparison rest. Like a closed book on a quiet shelf, you are more than surfaces and angles, more than passing trends allow. There is a simple dignity in breathing, regardless of how you appear. Feel the air enter your nostrils, cool and effortless. Then leave warmly. Notice the gentle rise of your chest, the subtle movement of ribs. Let your attention rest in these sensations, inside the body, not outside. With every exhale, release one layer of harsh self-judgment into the dark. Let gratitude, small and quiet, arise for this body that still carries you. The living room has finally grown silent after a day of interaction. Messages have been answered, calls ended, and small talk gently packed away. You retreat to your bed, feeling both wired and strangely empty inside. All day, you smiled, nodded, and agreed to one more request. You listened carefully, offered help, and kept your tone light and pleasant. Yet a quieter part of you longed to say no, to pause. That part stayed mostly hidden, afraid of seeming selfish or letting others down. This pattern has accompanied you for years, shaping how you move. You have become dependable, kind, and endlessly available in many people's lives. But somewhere beneath the surface, your own needs stack up like unread letters. At night, they rustle softly, asking to be noticed, not ignored again. Tonight, we make space for that inner voice without blaming anyone. We admit gently that you also deserve protection, rest, and honest limits. Caring for others includes caring for the one who does the caring. Balance can begin quietly, with small moments of truth spoken to yourself. Feel into the warmth of your chest, the center of your being. With each slow breath, silently offer yourself a simple phrase of permission. Words like enough, allowed, or worthy can float through your awareness tenderly. Let your body relax into this new idea, without any immediate change. For now, rest is your boundary, and this bed is your safe circle. The night outside feels wide, a dark sky holding distant scattered lights. Inside, your room carries the faint echo of someone no longer here. A photograph, a piece of clothing, or a familiar object keeps watch. You move through your days, functioning, yet something essential feels missing. Certain songs, smells, or phrases open a quiet doorway to memory. Behind that doorway, grief waits, sometimes gentle, sometimes heavy, always sincere. At night, when distractions fade, that doorway stands more clearly in view. You may feel you should be further along in your healing, or worry that your sadness burdens others, so you hide it gently. Grief does not follow a schedule, nor obey simple stages or charts. It moves like weather, returning and softening in its own mysterious rhythm. Tonight, there is nothing to fix about the way your heart feels. Love continues in the ache, proof that the bond still matters deeply. Tears, if they come, are simply water blessing the roots of memory. Silence, if it comes, can be a quiet vigil of respect. Let your breath be slow and kind, touching the tender places lightly. Feel the mattress beneath you, steady, as waves of feeling rise and fall. Imagine the one you miss, wishing you ease, not constant tightness. With every exhale, release the effort to hurry your healing along. Allow sleep to arrive as a soft blanket over the landscape of your loss. The city lights in the distance shimmer faintly through your curtains. They look like countless paths stretching outward, each one leading somewhere. You lie in bed thinking of careers, timelines, and where you stand. Friends or colleagues seem to be advancing, changing roles, collecting achievements. Their announcements appear on screens, bright with celebration and clear direction. Your own path feels winding, uncertain, or slower than you once imagined. A quiet worry whispers that you have somehow fallen behind permanently. These thoughts press on your chest, turning the future into a tight tunnel. They overlook the invisible work happening within you each passing year. Skills forming, resilience growing, insights deepening in ways not easily displayed. Not all progress shows itself on resumes or social introductions immediately. Tonight, we loosen the grip of comparison on your resting mind. We honor your unique pace, shaped by experiences only you have known. The seed does not rush to match the height of the tree. It trusts the soil, the water, and the rhythm of its unfolding. Feel your back supported, every vertebra resting more fully into the bed. Notice your breathing as a steady companion, untouched by titles or timelines. With each inhale, imagine drawing in trust for your own unfolding journey. With each exhale, allow some tension around expectations to melt into the darkness. Rest here, knowing that becoming is quiet work. And tonight, rest is part of it. The day has been a blur of multitasking, overlapping responsibilities, and noise. Your hands moved constantly, your attention divided into many small pieces. Now the house is quiet, yet your mind still shifts rapidly between scenes. You think of errands, messages, and conversations, all filed but not settled. The habit of rushing remains. Even when there is no urgency left, you feel an almost physical momentum inside, like a train still slowing down. Being fully present in one simple moment has begun to feel unfamiliar. This endless motion was learned from a world that rarely pauses. It praised efficiency, quick replies, and always being reachable and responsive. Yet somewhere, a softer part of you misses unhurried mornings and afternoons. It longs to taste food, hear music, and feel touch without divided attention. Tonight, we offer that longing, a small, genuine moment of fulfillment. Nothing else is required now. No replies, no fixes, no arrangements. Only this breath, this body, this gentle awareness of lying in bed. Presence becomes a sanctuary you can visit, not a task to complete. Notice the exact sensation of air moving past your nostrils slowly. Feel the weight of your legs, your feet, supported by the mattress. Let your attention stay with one sensation at a time, calm and patient. When thoughts scatter, invite them kindly back to the simple feeling of breathing. In this practice, you rediscover that stillness has always been waiting for you. The office bag sits by the door, quietly holding tomorrow's tasks and tools. Nearby, a guitar, notebook, or small project waits with equal patience. You live between these worlds, duty in one, quiet passion in the other. Some evenings, there is energy for your hidden craft or study. Many nights, like this one, fatigue arrives first and sits heavily. You worry that your dream is slowly fading in the shadow of routine. The mind whispers that you are running out of time to begin, yet your longing remains. Steady, even when days feel repetitive and demanding. It is not loud, but consistent, like a gentle knock within. This longing is not your enemy. It is a compass pointing inward. It reminds you that you are more than any single role or title. Tonight, there is nothing you must prove to either world at all. Your dream does not disappear simply because you choose rest over effort. In fact, rest sometimes protects it, keeping resentment from taking root. You are allowed to be both responsible and tender with your energy. Feel your eyelids grow heavier, your forehead smoothing with each slow exhale. Let your breath move in and out like a quiet, trusted rhythm. Imagine your dream resting beside you, not abandoned, just sleeping as you sleep. With every breath, you offer it patience instead of pressure, kindness instead of fear. Allow the night to refill you, so future steps can arise naturally. The lamp is off now, and a soft darkness fills the corners. The sounds of the household have faded to a distant, muffled hush. Yet inside, another voice remains, repeating old familiar lines of criticism. It sounds like fragments you once heard from adults or peers. Words about being too much, not enough, or always needing improvement. Over time, that voice moved inward, becoming part of your private dialogue. At night, it can grow louder, reviewing the day with sharp commentary. This inner critic believes it is guiding you toward being better. It forgets that growth also needs encouragement, warmth, and space to experiment. Without kindness, effort becomes exhausting, and mistakes feel unforgivable and heavy. You deserve a gentler way of speaking to yourself, especially before sleep. Tonight, we invite a second inner voice to quietly sit beside you. This one speaks slowly, respectfully, like a wise elder who truly cares. It notices your efforts, resilience, and the quiet ways you keep going. It offers understanding where the critic offers blame, softness where it offers tension. Feel your chest expand lightly as you inhale, and ease as you exhale. With each breath, imagine the harsh voice fading a little into the background. Let the kinder voice grow clearer, reminding you of your simple humanity. You are allowed to be learning, changing, and imperfect, even in your thoughts. Let this compassion cradle you now. As you drift gently towards sleep, the night sky above your home stretches unseen, wide and silent. Somewhere, stars shine steadily, though city lights may hide them from view. Inside, you feel a quiet distance from something deeper you once touched. There were times you felt connected through prayer, meditation, or simple wonder. Recently, routine and stress have crowded those moments out of your days. You worry you have drifted too far from your spiritual center. A small guilt arises, as if you have neglected something sacred and fragile. Yet the path of the heart is not a straight, rigid line. It curves, pauses, and sometimes seems to disappear beneath daily obligations. Still, the wish to feel grounded and peaceful has never left you. That wish itself is already a sign of living connection within. Tonight, rather than forcing yourself toward lofty states or perfect practice, we choose a very simple, human form of returning to yourself, resting attention on the breath, on the body, on this present room. Let this be your quiet offering, your small temple made of awareness. Notice the air entering, cool, and leaving a little warmer each time. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen, gentle and rhythmic beneath blankets. Allow thoughts of past and future practice to float by like distant clouds. Remain with the basic kindness of staying here, with yourself, in this moment. Let sleep come as a natural meditation, a wordless blessing from the night. The ceiling above you is soft with shadow and faint shapes. A quiet hum from somewhere distant holds the room together gently. Your phone rests nearby, screen dark, yet memory of notifications lingers. The day felt like a storm of tiny, constant requests and pings. You moved from task to task, conversation to conversation without pause. Each message carried a small urgency, a little spark of pressure. By evening, your attention felt shredded into thin, fraying strands of focus. Inside, a deep wish for silence appeared, yet had nowhere to land. This constant partial attention slowly empties the heart of simple joy. It steals the sweetness from small moments, turning them into obligations only. Your mind learns to skim the surface of life, rarely sinking deeply. Presence becomes something distant, like a shore glimpsed from a moving train. Tonight, you are allowed to step off that unseen train quietly. No one here is asking for quick replies or instant reactions. In this room, time moves differently, shaped by breath instead of alerts. Your value is not measured by speed, but by simple existence. Feel the weight of blankets over you, soft and unhurried against skin. Notice one breath entering, then leaving, like a tide smoothing the sand. Let your jaw loosen. Your eyes grow heavier. Your thoughts slow down. With each exhale, release one strand of the day's scattered attention. The darkness around your bed feels thick, yet strangely comforting tonight. Somewhere in your body, a familiar ache or stiffness quietly remains. It has followed you through meetings, errands, and conversations without praise. Others may not fully see it, but you feel it constantly. Chronic discomfort weaves itself into ordinary days like an unseen thread. Simple movements require planning, and rest never feels entirely complete. At night, when everything else grows quiet, the ache seems louder. The mind remembers every diagnosis, treatment, and uncertain promise of relief. You have carried frustration, fear, and exhaustion inside this living vessel. Sometimes you blame the body, or feel betrayed by its limitations. Yet this same body keeps trying, adjusting, and healing where it can. It continues breathing, circulating, and supporting you through every passing hour. Tonight, we treat this body not as enemy, but as companion. We bring gentle attention to it, like sitting beside a tired friend. No need to force comfort, only to soften around what already exists. Compassion can wrap around pain, even when pain does not disappear. Feel into your feet, your legs, the weight of your hips resting. Notice the contact between your back and the mattress. Steady and reliable. Let each breath arrive as a small kindness offered to sore places. With every exhale, imagine tension melting a little from around the discomfort. The gathering has ended, and the house is quiet once more. Coats were hung, dishes washed, and the last goodbye already spoken. Yet your mind still stands in that room, replaying each small interaction, every laugh, pause, and comment returns like a softly looping recording. Social moments can feel like puzzles that never truly resolve inside you. You think about whether you were awkward, distant, or overly talkative. The mind highlights tiny details, like a glance or a delayed response. It quietly assumes you are the one who somehow did something wrong. This habit began long ago, born from a wish to belong. You care deeply about connection, so you study it after everyone leaves. But the review often becomes harsher than any outside judgment could be. It forgets the warmth, the shared smiles, the simple presence you offered. Tonight, the gathering exists only as memory, gently fading with time. No one else is holding your words under such sharp inspection now. You are allowed to step back from the imagined spotlight in your mind. You are allowed to rest as someone who tried. And that is enough. Feel your shoulders sink down, as if setting aside an invisible costume. Notice your breathing becoming slower, like music reaching its final soft notes. Let your attention rest in the weight of your body on the bed. With each exhale, let one remembered moment drift farther into peaceful distance. The hallway outside your room is quiet. Doors closed. Lights dimmed. Somewhere behind one door, a teenager or grown child scrolls in silence. Earlier, words between you carried a slight edge, neither soft nor harsh. Generations met in a small space, both sides tired from their own storms. You hold memories of their childhood, small hands reaching for reassurance. Now they reach for independence, sometimes with impatience, sometimes with confusion. You balance between guiding and letting go, never certain of the line. At night, Doubt whispers that you are failing them in some way. This tension is natural. Two rivers learning how to flow separately. Love does not vanish when voices rise or doors close more firmly. Beneath the surface, care continues quietly on both sides of the wall. Each of you is learning how to be human in a new chapter. Tonight, there is no argument left to finish or perfect answer to find. There is only a tired heart that has tried again and again. You are allowed to rest in that effort. Without solving everything now, trust grows slowly, often in the spaces between words, not within them. Feel the mattress supporting your back, the blanket covering your chest gently. With each breath in, imagine receiving patience for yourself and for them. With each breath out, release a little of the day's tight expectations. Let sleep come as a truce, a quiet pause in the learning. The blue glow of news headlines has faded from your screen. Images of storms, conflicts, and upheaval still echo inside your thoughts. The world feels fragile and unpredictable, stretching far beyond your control. Your heart aches for strangers, places, and futures you may never see. This quiet global worry sits beneath your personal concerns and to-do lists. It surfaces late at night. When distractions finally loosen their hold, you feel the weight of history and possibility resting on your chest. Helplessness creeps in, whispering that nothing you do can truly matter. Yet your care for the world is itself a sign of connection. It means your heart has not closed. Even when overwhelmed by information, change often begins in very small circles, not always on grand stages. A gentle presence in one household can ripple farther than you notice. Tonight, the earth turns whether you worry or rest. Quietly and steadily, you are invited to place the planet in the hands of the night. Trust that many hearts are also caring, working, and watching with you. Your part includes moments of rest, so hope does not burn out. Feel the ground beneath your home, deep and solid under you. Let each inhale be a simple receiving of the air this world offers. Let each exhale carry a silent blessing outward, calm and sincere. Rest now as one small, honest light among countless others in the dark. Your work bag rests near the door, holding notes from today's long meetings. Fluorescent lights and conference rooms still flicker faintly in your memory. You recall the table, the voices, and how your suggestions floated unnoticed. Others spoke louder, more quickly, filling the space with polished confidence. Being overlooked carries a quiet sting that often goes unspoken. You contribute steadily, yet recognition seems to land on other shoulders. The mind begins writing stories of not mattering, not shining enough. Those stories weigh heavily, especially when you finally lie down to rest. Beneath this hurt lives a simple wish to be seen clearly. You want your efforts and insight to find a place to land. That wish is natural, a sign of the value you already hold. It does not disappear just because others sometimes fail to notice. Tonight, we remember that your worth is larger than any meeting room. It stretches into every kind act, every careful task, every honest intention. Many of your contributions live quietly, improving days in ways rarely measured. Let that truth rest beside you like a calm, steady companion. Feel your chest expand, then soften as air moves slowly in and out. Notice the support beneath you, asking nothing, yet holding you completely. With each breath, release one layer of the need to prove yourself. Allow sleep to arrive as a place where you are already enough. The day has ended, but a decision still waits in your mind. Options spread out before you like quiet roads under a moonless sky. Each path holds unknown outcomes, and your thoughts walk them repeatedly. You feel tired from carrying possibilities that refuse to settle down. Decision fatigue grows when every choice seems to carry enormous weight. The fear of regret hovers like a gentle fog over your heart. You replay pros and cons, searching for a perfect sign of certainty. Life rarely offers guarantees, only steps taken with the knowledge you have. Tonight, you are not required to solve the entire puzzle. You are allowed to place all the options gently on the shelf. Wisdom does not shout. It often arrives after periods of quiet rest. By resting, you become more able to hear what is already within. Feel the coolness of the air against your face and hands. Notice the steady rhythm of your breathing. Unbothered by future choices, let your focus narrow to this very inhale and this exhale. Nothing else must be decided in this exact moment of lying here. With each breath out, imagine setting one piece of the decision aside. Trust that morning brings a slightly different light, inside and outside. For now, allow your body to soften into the safety of stillness. Let sleep hold the unanswered questions until clarity can grow at its own pace. The screen finally goes dark, leaving a faint ghost of earlier images. Hours slipped by as shows, games, or videos flowed one after another. Now, in the quiet, a subtle guilt rises inside your chest. The evening you hoped to use differently seems to have disappeared unnoticed. You may label yourself lazy or undisciplined in these moments, yet the truth often includes loneliness, stress, and a wish to escape. The glowing screen becomes a doorway away from pressure and constant expectation. Over time, though, that escape leaves you feeling more empty than restored. Tonight, instead of fighting yourself, you simply notice this pattern with honesty. You see a tired person who reached for comfort, even if imperfectly. Behind the habit lives a genuine need for rest, play, and relief. That need is real and worthy of kinder forms of nourishment. As you lie here, no episode is demanding the next episode. No level waits to be completed. No feed begs to be refreshed. Only your breath continues, steady and willing to accompany you quietly. In this space, you can rest without needing to disappear into distraction. Feel the heaviness in your limbs, a sign of genuine exhaustion. Let your eyes grow heavier, no longer pulled open by bright movement. With each slow exhale, release a little of the shame around this habit. Invite sleep as a deeper, truer reset than any glowing screen can offer. Books about healing and growth sit stacked neatly near your bedside. Podcasts, courses, and articles spin through your memory like busy birds. You have worked hard on yourself, examining patterns and practicing new skills. Yet some nights, you still feel broken, unfinished, or not transformed enough. Self-improvement can slowly become another impossible standard to chase. You measure your worth by progress, insights, and how rarely you repeat mistakes. When old habits appear, shame arrives, insisting all your effort meant nothing. The path that promised freedom begins to feel like another tight schedule. Tonight, we gently loosen this strict grip on your own becoming. Growth is not a contest, and healing is not a straight staircase. You are not a project, you are a living, breathing human story. Even the parts that seem unchanged may be softening in ways unseen. As you rest here, no exercise or technique is required from you. The body understands how to recover when given simple, unstructured rest. Your heart can digest the day's experiences while you sleep without effort. Trust that integration continues quietly. Even when you are doing nothing at all, feel your chest rise, then fall, like pages turning at a peaceful pace. Notice the release in your muscles as you surrender to gravity. With each exhale, let go of the need to constantly improve yourself. Allow sleep to be your teacher now, wordless and deeply accepting. The dishes are finally done, counters wiped, trash taken out to the night. Footsteps in another room grow softer as everyone prepares for sleep. You move toward your bed carrying a quiet weight of resentment. Small imbalances in chores and effort have collected like dust in corners. You notice how often you pick up what others leave behind. Requests feel repetitive, and appreciation sometimes appears brief or easily forgotten. Underneath the frustration lies a deep wish to feel supported and seen. You long for partnership in the daily work that keeps life moving. Resentment is heavy to carry alone, especially when left unspoken. It tightens the jaw, the shoulders, and the space around the heart. Yet its presence also signals that your energy and care truly matter. You are invested in this shared life, enough to feel the strain. Tonight, nothing needs to be solved or perfectly communicated before sleep. For now, your task is to return gently to your own center. From that place, future conversations can rise with more clarity and kindness. Without rest, even fair requests can sound like accusation to tired ears. Feel the bed holding you, separate from any unfinished household task. Let your palms open slightly, as if releasing invisible burdens to the blankets. With each slow breath, reclaim a little of your energy just for yourself. Allow sleep to smooth some of the sharp edges, leaving only honest truth. The office lights finally clicked off, leaving narrow bands of shadow. Your desk sat quiet, papers stacked in slightly uneven piles. On top lay notes from a meeting that still stung inside. You heard firm words about your performance, your tone, your results. They were not shouted, but they landed with a heavy, sharp edge. All evening, you carried them like stones in your chest. You wondered if you were failing, if you truly belonged there. Criticism can echo louder than any praise you receive. The mind grabs those words and repeats them without your permission. Yet feedback, even clumsy feedback, is not the whole truth. It is one view, from one moment, not your entire being. Tonight, there is no need to defend yourself or agree. You are simply a tired human who tried through a long day. You can let the comments rest on a table outside. They will wait there. You do not need them in bed. Feel the mattress under your back. Steady and reliable tonight. Notice your breath moving. A quiet rhythm nobody else can grade. With each exhale, let a little of those words drift away. Rest here, knowing you are always more than any review. The living room is dark now. The last lamp turned off. Only a soft outline of furniture remains against the pale walls. Earlier, you returned home with news from work that shook your balance. A restructuring, a layoff, or a sudden shift in direction. Security you trusted now feels thinner, fragile like worn paper. You picture bills, obligations, and the faces of those depending on you. Fear stands quietly in the doorway of your mind, watching everything. It is natural to feel unsteady when the ground moves unexpectedly. Your body tightens, planning and worrying ahead, trying to shield the future. Yet your past shows many changes survived, many surprises somehow navigated. You have gathered skills and strength you rarely give yourself credit for. Tonight, you do not need to solve the entire next chapter. You are allowed to grieve the comfort that just slipped away. You are allowed to rest before taking the next small step. Courage includes lying down, letting your nervous system breathe again. Feel the blanket over you, like a low, steady protective roof. Notice each inhale as proof that life still moves through you. With every exhale, release just a bit of the day's shock. Let sleep rebuild some quiet faith in your ability to adapt. The evening air in your room feels cool against your cheeks. A half-written message glows on your phone screen nearby. You started to apologize, then erased the words again and again. A misunderstanding with a close friend has unsettled your heart. Their short reply, or long silence, leaves you guessing in circles. You scan old conversations, searching for where everything shifted slightly. The fear of losing connection presses like a weight on your ribs. Relationships bend and stretch under the strain of busy, complicated lives. People respond from their own storms, not always from clear calm. Your mind fills gaps with stories, often harsher than reality itself. Those stories rarely help you sleep or bring anyone closer. Tonight, you can set down the need to rehearse every word. You have time to mend or understand more fully. Just not now. For this hour, your work is simply to soften inside. From softness, future conversations can flow more kindly and clearly. Feel your shoulders lower, as if taking off a heavy, invisible backpack. Notice your breath moving in and out, steady as a quiet tide. With each exhale, let one imagined scenario fade into the distance. Rest, knowing that love often survives awkward chapters, especially when hearts stay sincere. The bedroom holds a faint scent of detergent and cool evening air. Your suitcase sits half open, clothes folded, travel-sized bottles arranged. Tomorrow you leave for work. Again, while home remains behind you. Travel brings opportunity, but it also stretches your heart thin. You think of those staying here, their routines continuing without you. You worry about what you might miss and how they feel. Guilt curls gently in your stomach, mixed with quiet, nervous anticipation. Living between places can make you feel divided, never fully rooted. You pour energy into both worlds, often feeling split in two. Yet the care you feel for home travels with you unseen. It is present in calls, messages, and the way you work. Tonight, before the journey, you are simply here in this bed. Tomorrow's flights and meetings are not yet asking for your attention. You can give yourself permission to rest as someone held by both worlds. Your love is not measured by distance, but by steady intention. Feel the weight of your body press gently into the mattress. Notice breath sliding in and out, guiding you back to this room. With each exhale, release a little of the tightness around leaving. Let sleep prepare you to move through the world with softness. The window reflects your face faintly, alongside the night outside. Behind that reflection lives a story you share carefully, if at all. Perhaps you grew up in a household where emotions were rarely spoken. Strength meant silence, composure, and never showing the depth of your hurt. Now, As an adult, feelings rise like waves you try to flatten. You swallow tears quickly, redirect conversations, and change subjects gracefully. At night, though, the unshed emotion sits heavy in your chest. You feel both numb and flooded, unsure how to let anything out. This pattern once protected you in rooms that were not safe emotionally. It helped you survive, even when no one knew your inner world. But now, the same armor can feel tight and outdated. Your heart longs to breathe, to be seen, at least by you. Tonight, there is no audience, no expectation, no need to perform. If emotion comes, it may arrive as warmth, tightness, or quiet ache. You do not need to assign names or reasons, only gentle attention. Allowing yourself to feel is not weakness, it is a homecoming. Notice the sensation in your throat, your chest, your belly right now. Let the breath move through those areas, slow and unforced. With each exhale, imagine one buckle of old armor coming loose. Rest here as someone learning to be honest with their own heart. The day's headlines and opinions still echo faintly in your thinking. Conversations about identity, belonging, and justice have left your heart stirred. You carry experiences that do not always fit others' expectations or labels. Perhaps your background, beliefs, or story feel complex and hard to explain. Sometimes you feel unseen. Other times, misread in a single quick glance. The world loves simple boxes, while your truth refuses to shrink. This tension can leave you tired, even when nothing dramatic happens. Living in between categories takes quiet courage. Often unnoticed by many, you learn to translate yourself, choosing which parts to show or hide. At night, you may wonder where you truly and fully belong. The longing to be recognized as whole beats softly in your chest. Tonight, this room becomes a place where you are entirely undivided. No forms, surveys, or assumptions stand between you and your being. You do not need to justify, explain, or simplify any part. Your existence itself carries a quiet, dignified truth beyond any label. Feel the fabric touching your skin, a direct contact with reality. Notice your breath moving through a body shaped by many influences. With each exhale, release the demand to make your story more digestible. Let sleep hold all your pieces together in one gentle embrace. The air feels slightly warmer tonight, carrying a hint of the season. Days have grown shorter, and evenings arrive sooner than you expect. You notice your mood dipping as the light fades quickly. Motivation grows thinner, while a soft heaviness settles over ordinary tasks. Seasonal shifts can touch the mind in quiet, persistent ways. You may feel slower, less inspired, more drawn to stillness and quiet. The world around you continues at its usual hurried pace. Inside, you feel like moving through a thicker, invisible atmosphere. This is not laziness or lack of character, but a natural response. Your body and mind are sensitive instruments, reacting to changing light. Tonight, we do not argue with this state or demand cheerfulness. Instead, we offer companionship and simple care to this quieter mood. Dim light, warm blankets, and gentle words can be a small refuge. You do not need to force brightness into every corner of your mind. It is enough to breathe, to notice, and to remain kind to yourself. Seasons turn, and you will turn with them. Slowly and honestly, feel the warmth of the covers, the contact with your skin. Notice each breath arriving and leaving, steady as the earth's rotation. With every exhale, let go of the expectation to feel different tonight. Rest as you are, trusting that this too is part of being human. The neighborhood has gone quiet. Porch lights glowing like small, patient eyes. Your car keys rest on the table after another long commute. The memory of traffic still vibrates faintly in your shoulders and jaw. Honking, sudden braking, and crowded lanes pushed your patience all evening. Strangers' decisions felt personal, as if they were aimed directly at you. By the time you arrived home, irritation had built into a storm. Now, in bed, leftover anger flickers through your thoughts without invitation. Daily friction can wear down even the gentlest spirit over time. The nervous system starts expecting stress, even in calmer spaces. You begin to brace yourself for conflict, even when none is present. This constant readiness keeps your body from fully sinking into rest. Tonight, we let the road stay outside. Beyond these walls, you are no longer trapped between lanes or red lights. You are simply a tired traveler who has finally reached shelter. Here, nothing is rushing you. Nothing requires split-second decisions. Feel the bed hold your weight, like soft ground after hard pavement. Notice the difference between gripping a steering wheel and resting open hands. With each exhale, release a bit of the day's tension from muscles. Let your breath set a new pace, slow and friendly to your heart. The calendar on your wall shows boxes filled with plans and events, birthdays, reunions, and gatherings mark the passing of another quick year. You think of paths not taken, dreams postponed, and chances missed. In quiet moments, a question rises: am I too late now? You see younger faces starting journeys you once imagined for yourself. Regret presses gently at the edges of your thoughts. Not shouting, but steady. You wonder if certain doors have closed forever without you noticing. Yet many lives do not follow the straight line once advertised. They loop, pause, and restart in surprising, small, and meaningful ways. Your story did not stall. It took roots that gave you texture, experience, even painful experience. Becomes soil for later seeds to grow. Tonight, you do not need to design an entirely new life. You simply need to allow the idea of possibility to exist. Even a small shift can be a quiet beginning. When time is right, hope does not belong only to the young, it belongs to the living. Feel your breath moving in a body that has traveled many miles. Notice the warmth in your chest as air moves gently through. With each exhale, release the belief that your timeline must match another's. Rest, knowing that dawn always arrives on schedule. For every age alike, the house is still, but your thoughts move back to earlier years. You remember being praised for being useful, capable, and strong. Over time, achievement and caring became the way you earned affection. Now, even when alone, you feel driven to keep proving your worth. Sitting still brings a strange unease. As if you are disappearing, the idea of being loved simply for existing feels unfamiliar and distant. So you keep pushing yourself, even into the quiet hours of night. These patterns began when you were very young, trying to feel safe. Now, as an adult, they continue automatically, even when safety is present. Your nervous system expects that love must be constantly earned, never rested in. But another way is possible, learned slowly, breath by breath, gentle step. Tonight, nothing is required from you except being here as you are. You do not have to impress, explain, or justify your place. This room is not a stage. It is a nest of rest. You are welcome here without conditions. The way the sky welcomes air. Feel the support beneath you, holding you regardless of your productivity. Notice each breath arriving without any effort to deserve it. With every exhale, release one small piece of the need to perform. Let sleep teach your body how it feels to be enough. The office door closed behind you, leaving fluorescent memories inside. You walk mentally through cubicles, even while lying in bed. Snippets of conversation replay, clipped phrases heavy with unspoken meaning. You recall glances exchanged, alliances hinted, subtle shifts in tone. Workplace politics weave invisible threads around everyday tasks and meetings. You feel pulled between loyalty, honesty, and simple self-protection. Speaking up seems risky. Staying silent feels quietly heavy instead. Your heart wants to work cleanly, without layers of hidden games. This tension is real, and it has worn you down. You are not meant to live constantly reading invisible weather reports. Your nervous system struggles to relax when trust feels uncertain daily. It keeps scanning. Even now, long after the workday ended. Tonight, none of those rooms can reach you in this bed. Their lights are off. Their conversations have fallen into quiet air. The only truth needed here is that you tried your best. The rest can sit outside, like jackets hung on hooks. Feel the fabric beneath your hands, simple and solid and neutral. Notice breath sliding in, sliding out, like doors softly opening and closing. With each exhale, release one imagined storyline about what others are thinking. Let this room become your small territory of harmless, honest rest. The digital clock glows quietly, its numbers changing with soft insistence. You watch minutes pass, feeling sleep slip farther instead of closer. Thoughts begin lining up about tomorrow and how tired you'll feel. The more you want rest, the more your mind tightens. You have read advice, tried routines, counted breaths and hours. Still, some nights stretch long, like corridors with no doors. Worry about sleeping replaces sleep itself. A strange, exhausting trade. You feel trapped between your body's need and your mind's fear. It is not your fault that rest feels difficult sometimes. A sensitive system responds strongly to pressure, even gentle, well-meaning pressure. The wish to function well tomorrow is understandable and deeply human. That wish has simply become another weight on your chest tonight. For now, we quietly step away from the goal of sleeping. Instead, we rest in something smaller, simpler, more immediately possible. You can allow your body to lie still, without evaluation. You can let your ears notice distant sounds, soft and harmless. Feel the contact points where your body meets the mattress beneath. Notice the temperature of the air touching your exposed skin. With each long exhale, release the demand that this must become sleep. Let it be enough. In this moment, to simply be resting. The day left you scrolling headlines, jaw clenched, shoulders raised, stories of injustice, cruelty, and carelessness filled your small screen. Anger rose hot in your chest, bright and difficult to hold. You carried it into dinner, dishes, and finally into this bed. Your heart is not wrong for reacting so fiercely to suffering. Anger often hides a deeper love for fairness and protection. It wants to shield the vulnerable, to correct what feels wrong. But without rest, that fire begins to scorch your own inner world. You cannot fix everything tonight. And that truth cuts sharply. The mind resists, imagining debates, plans, and endless future arguments. Your nervous system stays alert, as if a battle waits nearby. Sleep seems almost disrespectful when others are hurting somewhere else. Yet even those you care about would not wish you destroyed. True compassion includes caring for the one who is caring. Rested hearts can act more clearly, speak more steadily, listen better. Exhausted hearts eventually collapse, leaving less kindness for anyone at all. Feel the weight of your ribs rising and falling over your lungs. Let your anger be acknowledged, then wrapped gently in quiet for now. With each exhale, imagine the heat softening into a warm, steady ember. Let that ember rest, glowing safely. While your body surrenders to night, the bedroom lamp casts a low circle of light on the wall. Outside that circle, the room fades into gentle shadowed shapes. Beside you, or in another room, someone you love is struggling. Their mood has been heavy, their energy thin and uncertain lately. You carry concern for them like a stone in your pocket. Every silence, sigh, or blank stare feels like a small message. You wonder if you are doing enough, saying enough, being enough. Fear whispers that their pain might somehow be your unspoken fault. Living close to another's suffering is its own quiet burden. You adjust schedules, tone, and plans to cushion their difficult days. Your compassion is real, and it also slowly drains your own reserves. At night, a tired mixture of love and helplessness fills your chest. Tonight, you are allowed to lay down part of that weight. Their entire healing does not rest on your single pair of hands. You are one presence on their path, not the entire path. Your own rest is part of what you can offer tomorrow. Feel the inhale arriving, belonging only to your body in this moment. Feel the exhale leaving, carrying a little tension out with it. With each breath, silently wish them ease, and yourself gentleness as well. Let sleep come as a shared blanket over two very human hearts. The office looked different today from the chair at the head. People watched you for cues, even in small, ordinary moments. Congratulations arrived with smiles, yet responsibility pressed softly against your ribs. Tonight, the new title still feels like clothing not fully broken in. Leadership brings both privilege and a new layer of quiet loneliness. Decisions you make now ripple outward through other people's lives. You worry about missteps, about revealing all the ways you feel unready. Inside, the old you still lingers, unsure you belong in this role. It is natural to feel in between who you were and are. Identity shifts rarely happen in one ceremony or announcement. The body and mind need time to catch up to the label. During that time, self-doubt often speaks louder than calm wisdom. Tonight, you are not a title. You are a breathing person. The ceiling above you does not care what your business card says. Your worth lives in your sincerity, not in perfect decisions or control. That sincerity has already carried you through countless unseen, everyday choices. Feel the mattress supporting your spine, each curve held without judgment. Notice your breath moving steadily, the same as before any promotion. With each exhale, release the idea that you must know everything now. Rest as someone learning, not someone finished. And let sleep guide you gently. The screen's glow has finally dimmed, but its echo remains. Comment threads and arguments still flicker across your inner vision. Words from strangers, sharp or careless, keep replaying in your mind. You feel both hooked and drained, reluctant to look, yet unable. Online spaces can pull on deep human fears of rejection. Each notification feels like a tiny verdict on your existence. Your nervous system treats digital conflict like danger in a nearby room. The body tightens, breath shortens. Even though you are safely in bed, you did not fail simply because you got pulled into that storm. The platforms are designed to hold you there longer than intended. What matters now is not winning a debate, but reclaiming your evening. You can choose a different rhythm here. Away from glowing rectangles, let your device rest face down. Or outside this sleeping space, imagine its noise fading like distant traffic beyond thick windows. In this room, only your breath and heartbeat set the tempo. No one is scoring you, liking you, or arguing with you here. Feel the darkness around you as a gentle, protective envelope. Notice how your body softens when nothing demands a response. With each slow exhale, release one lingering sentence from the comment fields. Allow your mind to quiet, like a lake settling after tossed stones. Toys, bottles, or scattered belongings still rest where small hands left them. The house is finally quiet, except for distant hums and sighs. Your day was filled with tending to others' needs and moods. Now you lie here, a private ache curling gently in your chest. There was a time when you wrote, painted, studied, or performed. Those hours of focus felt like doors into another bright room. Lately, that room seems locked behind diapers, homework, and endless schedules. You wonder if that part of you is fading into memory. Caring for others is meaningful, yet it can swallow your name. You become mom, dad, partner, helper. More than your given self, the mind whispers that you abandoned your gifts, that you wasted potential. Shame tries to stand where only fatigue and circumstance truly belong. Tonight, we honor both the caregiver and the quiet artist inside. Neither cancels the other. They are roots from the same tree. Seasons of life change, which branches grow leaves, but roots remain alive. Your creative pulse still beats, even if softly. Beneath daily noise, feel your chest rise and fall, the same place that held old dreams. With each inhale, welcome that creative self as a gentle visitor. With each exhale, release the belief that everything important is already decided. Let sleep weave together service and longing, forming new possibilities in silence. A cardboard box sits by the door, unopened from today's delivery. Inside lies something you wanted, and also something you slightly regret. Earlier, clicking buy now felt like a moment of relief. Now, in bed, the relief has thinned into a quiet unease. Purchases can become bandages for feelings we do not yet name. Boredom, loneliness, and stress often dress themselves as urgent desires. For a brief moment, parcels promise transformation, comfort, or a new identity. Later, numbers and clutter remain, while the deeper need still waits patiently. You are not greedy or hopeless because you reached for that comfort. You were trying to soothe a tired nervous system in the ways you knew. Tonight, rather than scolding yourself, you can learn from this tenderness. The question shifts from what did I buy to what was I needing. In 60 turn, for now, the box can simply be a box by the door. Its meaning does not need to be decided before you sleep. Your worth is not measured by spending patterns or perfect discipline. You are allowed to grow gradually, not through sudden flawless control. Feel your hands resting where they are, empty and uncomplicated. Notice your breath moving steadily, requiring nothing to be purchased or improved. With each exhale, release one layer of shame around money and choices. Let this night be a pause, a reset, a softer beginning. Your sneakers sit quietly by the wall, laces loosely draped. A membership card rests in your wallet. Rarely touched these days, you carry memories of promises to move more, eat better, change. Tonight, those promises feel heavy, like a list you failed again. You scroll past images of disciplined bodies and intense morning routines. Comparison settles into your stomach, mixing with the last meal. The mind tells stories of weakness, laziness, and missed final chances. Every skipped workout becomes, in your thoughts, a permanent, defining trait. Yet your body has already carried you through decades of living. It has climbed stairs, hugged friends, worked, danced, and survived illness. It may be tired, underused, or overworked, but it remains loyal. Criticism rarely inspires it. Gentleness can invite it into new habits. Tonight, there is no exercise plan required, no schedule to design. The only movement you need is breath entering and leaving slowly. You can thank this body for reaching the end of another day. Gratitude can be the first step. Before any program or routine, feel your heartbeat, steady under your palm, doing its quiet job. With every inhale, imagine offering your body appreciation instead of blame. With every exhale, let go of the idea that change must be extreme. Rest knowing that small, kind steps will be waiting when you are ready. The old hymns or chants still float through your memory sometimes. You grew up under ceilings filled with ritual, rules, and certainty. Lately, you have stepped back, questioning, changing, or simply drifting away. Tonight, the quiet feels both freeing and faintly frightening inside. Part of you misses the clear answers, the shared words and songs. Another part remembers pressure, fear, and not being fully yourself. These two parts sit across from each other in your chest. They debate quietly while you try to fall asleep in peace. It is natural to outgrow shapes that once seemed like home. Growth often looks like confusion before it looks like clarity. You are allowed to explore, to step back, to walk differently. Sincere seeking remains sincere, even when it does not match old expectations. Tonight, you do not need to define your belief or unbelief. You may simply rest in the mystery of being alive right now. Breath moves through you without belonging to any doctrine or label. The beating of your heart is already a kind of sacred rhythm. Feel the rise of your chest, the fall, again and again. With each inhale, receive this moment as a simple, wordless blessing. With each exhale, Release guilt borrowed from voices that no longer fit. Let the night hold you gently, as you are. On your unfolding path, the neighborhood is quiet. Streetlights resting on empty parked cars. Inside your room, the faint buzz of electricity barely reaches your ears. Your laptop sits closed now. After another evening of unfinished tasks, tabs, documents, and reminders still glow softly in the back of your mind. All day you jumped between priorities, never fully landing on one. Each choice to start something made other tasks feel suddenly neglected. By night, indecision hardens into a heavy stone in the chest. You replay tiny crossroads, imagining better branches that slipped away. This constant weighing comes from a careful and thoughtful nature. You wish to choose well, not harm, not waste precious time. Yet the effort to be perfect with choices becomes its own burden. Your heart carries a quiet fatigue, more from deciding than from doing. Tonight, no decision waits inside this darkened room. The bed does not ask you to pick the perfect way to rest. It simply offers one place for your body to be held. In this moment, there is only lying down, only breathing. Feel the mattress under your back, steady and unquestioning. Notice one inhale, then one exhale, arriving without any planning. With each breath, imagine a small knot of indecision gently loosening. Let sleep choose you, without needing you to choose anything at all. The evening dishes are done, the sink empty and shining faintly. In the quiet kitchen, a school notice sits on the counter. Expectations for grades, behavior, and future plans lean softly on your heart. You think of your child's struggles and your own silent worries. You remember classrooms from your past, the feeling of being measured. Report cards carried judgments that seemed to define entire futures. Now, watching your child, old echoes awaken inside your chest. You feel their challenges as if they are your own again. You want to protect them from every disappointment and unkind word. You also want to encourage strength, resilience, and steady effort. Balancing both feels delicate, like walking a narrow rail in darkness. At night, you review every conversation, every sigh, every raised eyebrow. Tonight, you are simply a caring parent doing the best possible. You have given love, guidance, and presence through many long days. Perfection is not required, only a heart willing to keep learning. Your child's story is still being written, one patient page at a time. Feel your body sink deeper into the mattress. Supported from beneath, let your breath move slowly, as if rocking both of you gently. With each exhale, release a little of the pressure to get everything right. Allow sleep to refill the well from which your love keeps pouring. The city hum outside has softened into a low, distant murmur. Your phone rests on the nightstand, filled with unread messages and invites, pictures of gatherings, weddings, and celebrations pass through your memory tonight. You notice how often you decline, choosing quiet solitude instead. There is comfort in staying home, in predictable spaces and routines, crowded rooms, small talk, and noise drain your energy deeply and quickly. Yet sometimes loneliness sits beside you on the couch, uninvited and strong. You feel caught between protecting your energy and longing for connection. This push and pull is not a flaw, only a rhythm. Some hearts need more recovery between moments of togetherness. Your nervous system asks for gentleness, not constant social effort. Still, your human need for warmth and companionship quietly remains. Tonight, there is no need to force yourself into any shape. You may rest as someone who cares, even when feeling distant. You have offered kindness in many small ways that few fully see. Those offerings count as real connection. Even without constant gatherings, feel the fabric against your arms, the softness of the pillow. Let your breath move in and out, like a friend who never leaves. With every exhale, release the judgment around how you connect. Let sleep hold both your need for quiet and your need for others. The hallway light is off, leaving only a crack beneath the door. From another room comes the faint sound of medical equipment. Today was filled with appointments, instructions, and managing medications. You moved carefully, organizing details, ignoring your own deep tiredness. Caring for someone with chronic illness requires constant attention. You track symptoms, moods, and subtle changes like a watchful guardian. Your life shrinks around their schedule, their needs, their fragile moments. Your own feelings often slide quietly to the edge of awareness. You may feel guilty when frustration rises. Even in tiny flashes, part of you longs for a simpler life, then quickly feels selfish. This inner conflict adds another layer of weight to your shoulders. Your devotion remains, but your reserves sink lower with each passing week. Tonight, you are allowed to admit how hard this journey feels. Acknowledging the strain does not cancel the love you hold. You deserve compassion as much as the one you are caring for. Your humanity includes limits, not just endless strength. Feel your back resting fully against the mattress, supported without conditions. Notice the breath entering, leaving, without needing to fix anything right now. With each exhale, release the belief that you must never feel tired. Let sleep be your caretaker for a while. Steady and silent, the living room shelves are crowded with books, souvenirs, and small treasures. Drawers overflow quietly, and closets hold boxes from many different years. Every object tells a story, a memory, a moment in time. Parting with them feels like erasing small pieces of your life. Yet the clutter also weighs on your chest when you look around. Tasks hide inside piles, and calm hides behind crowded surfaces. You promise to clear it all one day, then feel overwhelmed. Shame sneaks in, calling you messy, undisciplined, or hopeless. These belongings once comforted you during lonely or uncertain seasons. They gave a sense of continuity when life felt unstable or thin. Letting go means trusting that memory can live without constant physical proof. That trust takes time and cannot be forced from one evening. Tonight, you do not need to sort a single drawer. You are simply a human resting in a room that holds your story. The objects will still be there tomorrow, patient and unmoving. For this hour, only breath and softness are required. Feel your body settle, heavier and more grounded on the mattress. Notice your breath as the simplest, clearest space in your life. With each exhale, imagine a tiny bit of mental clutter dissolving. Allow sleep to create room inside you, even before shelves begin to change. The stage lights from earlier still flicker in the back of your mind. You remember standing in front of faces, real or imagined. Your voice shook, or you feared it might suddenly abandon you. Words felt fragile, like they might crumble if handled incorrectly. Performance, presentation, or speaking up reveals old fears about being seen. The body reads attention as danger. Even when no threat appears, your heart races, palms damp, as if escaping a silent, invisible chase. Later, in bed, the body continues to echo this alarm. You may replay each sentence, tone, and gesture in careful detail. The mind narrates what you should have said or done differently. Inside this review lives a wish to express clearly and confidently. That wish is tender, not foolish, and it deserves kindness. Tonight, the audience has gone home, the room empty and dark. Only your breathing remains, steady and unconcerned, with perfect wording. You are not a performance now, only a person lying down. No spotlight shines here, only the gentle dimness of your own space. Feel your chest rise and fall, no longer needing to project outward. Notice the pillow supporting the head that carried so many thoughts. With each exhale, let a little of the day's adrenaline release. Let sleep become a quiet stage where nobody watches and nothing is required. The evening rain has ended, leaving the streets damp and reflective. You sit on your bed, travel documents tucked in your bag. Another country, another state, or another city is now called home. Old neighbors and familiar sounds live only in your memory. Moving far away brings both possibility and a quiet ache. New accents, customs, and habits fill your days with learning. Inside, you carry the flavor of where you came from. Sometimes it feels treasured. Sometimes it feels strangely out of place. You may stumble over words or search for names of simple things. Homesickness creeps in through smells, songs, or random small details. Belonging seems like a distant shore you swim towards slowly. Loneliness settles beside you at night, even after busy days. Tonight, you are held by this bed, in this current place. The earth beneath remains the same earth you walked before. Your roots do not vanish. They reach invisibly across distances. You can belong to more than one landscape, more than one sky. Feel the weight of your body as proof that you are here. Notice your breath, a bridge between past and present with every cycle. With each exhale, release the belief that you must choose one home. Let sleep weave together where you came from and where you are going. The day's small embarrassments still warm your cheeks in memory. A slip of the tongue, a stumble, a forgotten detail. You imagine others replaying it, judging quietly behind polite expressions. Your body winces again, even though the moment has already passed. Embarrassment lives where vulnerability brushes against public attention. It tells you that one flawed moment defines you completely. The mind enlarges it, turning seconds into a lingering heavy presence. You begin to treat yourself as if you are now reduced. Yet most people move on quickly, wrapped in their own concerns. They remember their slips more vividly than anything you did today. Your humanity flashed briefly, and then time continued its ordinary flow. The only echo now lives mostly inside your own generous imagination. Tonight, you can let that echo gradually fade into silence. You are far more than a single awkward sentence or misstep. Kindness toward yourself heals more than endless internal scolding. Gentle humor often softens what once felt unbearable. Feel your shoulders sink down, as if shrugging off a heavy costume. Notice your breath soothing the center of your chest. With every exhale, Imagine the memory shrinking to its true small size. Let sleep remind you that you are safe, forgiven, and still whole. The news of a friend's success arrived today with bright color, promotions, achievements, or joyful announcements filled your screen with celebration. You felt happiness for them rise, mingled with an unexpected sting. Inside, a quieter voice whispered of your own delayed hopes. Jealousy can feel shameful, so you hide it quickly. You label yourself ungrateful, unkind, or spiritually lacking. Yet beneath the comparison lies a simple longing for your own flowering. You wish your efforts bore visible fruit in similar ways. This feeling does not erase your genuine care for others. It simply points toward dreams you still hold for yourself. Those dreams deserve compassion, not harshness, not denial. Your heart is asking to be seen by you as well. Tonight, you can hold both truths gently in the same space. Joy for another's path, and tenderness for your own slower unfolding. There is room for many timelines under the same wide sky. Your path may curve differently, yet still lead to meaningful places. Feel the breath moving in your chest, belonging only to you. With each inhale, welcome your own desires without judgment. With each exhale, release the belief that another's light dims yours. Let sleep cradle both your celebration and your longing in equal kindness. The apartment is quiet, yet the hum of technology lingers everywhere. Screens filled your day with tasks, messages, and endless tiny decisions. Your eyes feel grainy, your mind buzzing like static. You carry invisible fatigue from too many hours online. Information arrived faster than you could gently absorb it. Multiple conversations overlapped in windows and alerts. The line between work, rest, and entertainment blurred into one glowing stream. By night, your nervous system feels frayed, like wires without insulation. You did what many do, in a world always connected. Reaching for devices became automatic, comforting, and quietly exhausting. Now your body asks for a different rhythm, slower and kinder. It asks for spaces where nothing flashes or vibrates for attention. Tonight, allow this room to become a small digital Sabbath. Devices can rest, updating themselves while you update through stillness. The silence here is not empty. It is filled with possibility. Within it, your mind can finally hear its own natural pace. Feel the darkness as a cool, soothing blanket over your senses. Notice the sound of your breath, softer than any notification. With each exhale, imagine the static clearing from your thoughts. Let sleep reboot your inner systems, returning you to a simpler state. The night is fully settled now, soft around the edges, calm in every corner. Your breath has slowed, your body has grown heavier, and your thoughts drift more softly. Nothing in this moment asks for effort, or decisions, or perfect understanding. Only this quiet remains, steady and gentle, like a hand resting lightly on your shoulder. You have walked through many feelings tonight, each one aloud, none needing to be solved. They rose, they softened, and now they settle like leaves returning to the earth. Your heart has done enough. Your mind has carried enough. Your body has given enough. Now they can all rest together, without hurry, without pressure, without expectation. Feel the mattress holding you with steady, patient support. Feel the blankets wrapping you in warmth that asks nothing in return. Let your breathing become the softest rhythm, a calming tide moving in and out. Each inhale brings a little ease. Each exhale releases a small weight you no longer need. You are safe in this room, in this moment, exactly as you are. The world can wait. Your worries can wait. Even your hopes can wait. Right now, rest is the only path, the only practice, the only truth. Let your thoughts fall away, like petals drifting from a quiet branch. Let your muscles loosen, your face soften, your breath deepen without effort. You are allowed to drift, slowly, gently, into the soft darkness awaiting you. If sleep comes now, welcome it. If it comes a little later, welcome that too. Your body knows the way. Your heart knows the way. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more is asked. Just sink a little deeper and a little deeper still into this warm, quiet night where rest finds you naturally and carries you softly into peaceful sleep.